I was not prepared for this, but we're here. It's going down. Welcome to the Family Matters, Managing, Co-Parenting, and Relationships podcast. This is a work in progress as far as the name. Bear with us. But my name is Slan Stewart, aka D out of Henny Man. I'm a studio engineer and a rapper, battle rapper, artist, creator, cool guy. And I'm a father of 13, 11 that I created, 2 by way of my beautiful fiance. And I also have my beautiful cousin, Family Matters, shameless plug. This is family.
Hello everybody.
What's your name?
Dominique Fenwick. This is my cousin. And I am a mother of 3. I have a very handsome husband at home. And I'm a medical receptionist. And we're going to talk about some things.
We're going to talk about the baby mamas, the baby fathers.
What works, what don't.
The children's mothers and the children's fathers. There's a difference. So first and foremost, I want to let everybody know they probably looking like, man, shit, how they going to tell us how to act about that? I know. We're human too. We just bringing up some dialogue and y'all can relate and take from it what y'all will, man. We're going to try to keep the cursing to a minimum, but I am me at the end of the day. So what do you want to start at, cuz? What's up?
Let's see. Let's start with some of these questions.
Oh, okay. Shout out to anybody who I sent out a questionnaire to anybody who's interested. I told them like a status. I'm going to do the same thing every week, and feel free to, we keep it anonymous. If you want it to be anonymous, if you put, yo, I don't care if you say my name, this need to be heard. Mm-hmm. It's going to be heard, and I'm going to say you said it, and you're going to have to deal with it, not me. Deal with it is. So, we got about 7 questions this week. You want me to start with them right now?
Yeah.
You want me to go in order, or you want me to, like, confuse you and mix it up?
Just mix it up, and then we're going to give the best responses that came in.
All right. What is the hardest thing about co-parenting for you personally? And the people say what?
All right. So the hardest thing about co-parenting is...
This is apple juice, not Hennessy. Let's see. I'm going to tell y'all what it is to me while she's looking for some of the other answers. I have 8 children's mothers. And shout out to basically all of them, because even though it's been ups and downs, I've been able over the years to keep all my children in each other's lives. And I think that's one of the most important things when it comes to, especially with as many children by as many different people, to make sure they all know each other. So when they 25, 35, if I'm not here, if I'm here, we still family. It don't matter if they're in Arizona, it don't matter if they're in London, we everywhere, we united, Team Stewart. That's what, I affectionately call this. And my kids are pretty cool too, so that helps. You got any?
Yes, I have one that says, for them not having the same level of care and concern that I do when it comes to my children. I break my neck to the drop and drop everything, no matter what the reason. He does not do the same.
I knew it was a woman. I was like, that's a female right there.
A woman?
Yeah, I knew that was a female.
Why?
I work.
Men say that too.
Facts, but they say it more along the lines of...
No.
They don't say it when it comes to the kids. I'm just keeping it real. The females are going to be the ones that say I work and I bust my ass and I clean and I cook and I get them dressed for school.
Because that's 95% of the time.
And there's nothing wrong with that. That's why I knew that was a woman. Because if a dude saying that, it's like, bro, what you, a housewife? What's going on?
Why can't you just be a good dad? Why you got to be a housewife?
I mean, listen, let's keep it real. I cook. Let's keep it real. I cook. I clean. I do all them things. I don't super clean, but I straighten up super good. And at the end of the day, I had some people, say I was a housewife. Like a house nigga is the word that they use.
Well, I don't take it as being that.
Now, what I take from what they said though is just care overall. And I feel that, you know what I mean? Even as a, you know, man or whatever, I've had that type of, men and women have different standards as far as certain, just a lot of things, you know what I mean? For father or mother, the father is the more stern one, the father is the more disciplinary one, but the mother's going to make sure you got the perfect amount of lotion on your face and grease in your hair.
Attention to detail.
Yeah, there you go. Attention to detail. So I can understand that. But I feel like people got to understand that everybody, you know, a man can't be a woman. A man can't, you know, I can't brush that joint 100 times. I might just be like, here you go, brush.
You want to get yourself
and he might be 3, but you got to learn. You feel me? Now I'm joking, y'all. You would come to grow and know. I'm very sarcastic. I brush my kids' hair when necessary, I guess. Not mine, though. I just cut my joint off and keep going. You ain't got no good answer for that?
Well, I have my own answer. One thing about co-parenting that is very important is anybody else that's included in the relationship. If you have a spouse and you have an outside relationship, that relationship has to be communicated between those people, because that right there can cause any relationship to fall apart. If both parties don't have an understanding of the situation. You can't allow baby mama to disrespect the new wife because she just feels like she was there first. If you don't have that understanding understood, it will be a world of trouble for any relationship.
So what do you do when there's nothing left to do?
You stand your ground and you say what you say. You put them in their
Okay,
place.
so, alright. Hold on. Do homie, what's your husband's name?
Mike.
Does he have kids outside of y'all?
No. But you know, my 2 oldest children are not his.
Okay.
Now, in our relationship, I was against my kids' fathers coming to visit because I knew the cycle. You know, you're going to come, you're going to say your spiel, you're going to make all these false hopes and promises, and then disappear. So I'm like, nah, I'm good. But he's like, no, you got to let them learn on their own. If you want to come around, this is what Mike is saying. You know what I'm saying?
That's me.
They know I'm not their father. Let them learn on their own.
I like that.
And like I said, what would happen, I allowed that to happen. And exactly what I said.
And I learned the same thing. And I, like I said, my fiance Crystal had her son's father came home from jail. 5 years he was gone out of his life, and as soon as he came home, I'm very interested in seeing how he gonna step up and be a father. He originally came home, and like any nigga that just came home from jail, he like, yo, I still love you, girl. You know, once he got past the fact that wasn't going down, he faked like he wanted to be around, and I was the main person in the corner, like, yo, let a father be a father, and she was hesitant for the same reason. She was right, to say the least.
Right, because at the end of the day, that leaves us to pick up the pieces of that heartbreak.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We're not going to keep repeatedly.
And how, just for the people, how are we talking as far as the kids and the heartbreak?
He was 5.
That's what I'm saying. Around that age, I don't even know if it's heartbreak as much as them not understanding. Mm-hmm. And they don't understand.
And they just remember all the.
So y'all niggas gotta step up.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, period. Point blank, period. Absolutely. And that's all. You know what? I'm gonna keep it real. I'm probably gonna say that a lot. Y'all niggas gotta step up.
You can say that.
You making us look bad, bro.
But you can say that.
It is what it is. Yeah.
You take care of all of yours.
Yeah. But
so you can tell them that.
Yeah, but it shouldn't even be like I can say that because I take care of all of mine. I can say that because it's true. It don't matter. It's true. It don't matter if somebody don't have no kids. They can tell y'all niggas need to step up. Period. Mm-hmm. And we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna go ahead and rock off that one. Let me see. What's the next question?
That was a good one though.
That was fun. That was our first official topic. You kind of killed me. You know what I'm saying? Hey, listen. If you looking, shout out to y'all. We get that. You know what I mean? We can kind of relax a little bit. You know what I mean? Now the second question. It's a doozy. It's serious. And I want to know what the people got to say about it. Do you agree with child support?
Well, we're gonna go to this.
Excuse me, sir. Are you going live right now? What's going on? You're live on Facebook? Don't give them too much of this good shit though. Stop right after this topic. Tune in. Sign up for what's it? Plug Talk. Plug Talk.
Behind the scenes.
I'm gonna tell y'all in a couple minutes what to sign up for. In the meantime, stop.
It's the behind the scenes. It's the behind the scenes.
Plug Talk Podcast Network. Because we lit over here. We got a couple different types of podcasts, you know. But this right now is the Family Matters podcast y'all tuning into. And after this topic, that guy's going to stop going live. So,
we can't give y'all too much.
This is
getting good.
Do you agree with child support?
Oh,
in and out of cold fast shit. I got a song called Child Support, y'all. I might do a video for it now. Got me on child support, like.
Alright, so let's see. I don't know if this person wants their name mentioned, but this answer, it says, yes, not on the white man's terms. If you don't plan to be fully present, then pay for your absence, and no one should have to force you to do so.
Ooh.
Not on the white man.
What does that mean, though? What does the white man say? That's not racist,
meaning, don't put the man in the middle. Not through the courts.
Oh, that's the white man.
That's the man. That's that white man she's talking about.
Oh, that's the white man is the court. Facts.
That's the white man's terms. Meaning, don't put the man in the middle. If you can, come up with a mutual agreement between parents without having to go through the system where they're going to rape you.
Now, what if you can't?
Sometimes you gotta put the man in the middle. If you absolutely have to put the man in the middle.
I like the quote that was used, if you can't, what does it say, pay for the absence? What does it say, if you can't, something, pay for the absence. That was fine.
She said,
that's a battle rapper.
If you do not plan to fully be present, then pay for your absence.
And what if you plan to fully be present?
If you're present, then that speaks volume. You're taking care of.
So that's where the man comes in. So if she feel like, oh, I get it. So not in the white man's terms, point of view, but if it's a person who needs to be on child support, well, she killed the whole damn topic. What are we going to talk about? What? True. Facts. Right. I thought we were going to get some juicy stuff right there,
She just shut the whole thing down. Let's see. Well, this is actually coming from a man.
Okay.
All right.
Talk, bro. Talk.
Let's see. Let's get to this child support comment.
You might have left that one alone.
I don't know if he answered it.
These always giving child support and questions about child support.
I don't believe in child support. I do believe that there are some cases where it is warranted, but not all over. No.
So pretty much the same thing.
So everybody.
Okay. And I feel the same way. I feel the same way. And I had a lot of child support issues in my life. I'm gonna keep it real. Some of my kids was like living with me, and I'm paying child support. And it was just certain circumstances. It wasn't like they was living with me for years, but just maybe a couple months. But I'm gonna do the most I can for mine anyway. And at the end of the day, I look at it like it's a process. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I finally got my child support personally that was up to about $2,500 a month, and they were trying to lock me up, and I had to finally go through that. And my baby mamas came in that joint, and they lined up. And they sung "We Are the World," and I'm serious. And the judge was like, "Yo, they really lined them up. Like, can all of you just come up here and talk?" and they agreed, and they set it to like a certain number monthly. And I walked out of that joint a free man, paying a good number, and I'm happy with that. And it don't matter. I'm still in my kids' life regardless. And they can have that little bit of money because, they do. If my kids don't live with me at the time, then they clearly the ones putting a roof over their head. They clearly the ones feeding them every night for the most part, except for when they here and, on the weekends or whatever. So I'm cool with that. But y'all niggas got to do better though, man. ongoing thing. Y'all niggas out here thinking because you pay child support, you ain't got to take your kids to the playground. It don't work like that. It don't work like that. I pay child support and I take my kids to the playground. And I don't like doing neither one of them things for them. Niggas got to do better, man. What
I got 2 more good ones.
Hold.
2 more.
How do you feel about child support? Oh, shit, we gonna get it. What you got?
I believe that child support is used in the wrong way in some cases. I don't disagree with child support, depending on the person, just like the young lady said earlier, pay for your absence. I believe that if a father is present in his child's life, that doesn't mean you have to buy them the hottest Jordans and all that, material.
But Jordans are cool still?
I mean, yeah.
I like Jordans.
Yeah, Jordans are nice. It's a nice little perk, but be there. Your presence is more
Jordans
in the child's life.
So you telling me this niggas out here buying their kids Jordans and not stopping by?
Absolutely. I'm going to drop your Jordans off for Christmas. And
Jordans are an investment. If I buy my kids Jordans, that's because I want them to be Jordan one day. I ain't even about to play. Shut the door. Shut the door. Shut the door. So let's backtrack, cuz. What's your answer to the question?
All right.
Or do you still got some more answers?
I do. I have a really good one.
Oh.
It says, my father was on child support and fought to see us. I was in countless courtrooms and my parents split time with us, Tuesdays and Thursdays and every other weekend. With that being said, I do not allow my children to be in grown-up situations such as court. I also don't make them pick sides.
I can only assume. Are they with? Is that person with the? That sound like a man, right?
No, it's a woman.
So it sounds like they still humping. Let's just keep it real.
So she's saying that.
I don't make them pick sides.
Meaning her and.
Hold on, reread it because I don't want to. I don't want to mess with nothing.
It says, my father was on child support and fought to see us.
Facts.
I was in countless courtrooms and my parents split time with us, Tuesdays and Thursdays and every other weekend. With that being said, I do not allow my children to be in grown-up situations such as court. I also don't make them pick sides.
They're clearly still humping. I mean,
Why?
They're still humping. Okay.
Because
now, mind you, okay, some of you people, excuse me, sir. Quiet in the back. This is a $1,000 microphone that picks up everything. So, I'm gonna tell you why they're still humming. Excuse me, I did not actually read when people sent me the messages. I sent them to my cousin so she could pick the best ones. I just screenshot it, shot them through, and she picked what she picked. So don't take offense to what I'm saying, but it sounds like there's still some humping going on. Because I don't make my kids choose. I don't put them in adult situations. Those are both awesome quotes. But sometimes, if y'all break up and y'all are all the way split, you gotta bend or what? I don't know how to say it.
I don't take that as they're still humping. I just take it as she's being the bigger person and she's not saying, okay, well listen, I'm not gonna bad talk your dad.
No, that's and a shout out to her for that. So it's a female. Shout out to her for that. But it don't sound right. I'm gonna tell you right now, there's still some sexing going on there. I promise you. I promise you that.
I just feel like she went through it as a child and she doesn't want to put her kids through the same thing that she went through. But maybe I'm being sensitive.
No. I'm trying to think of how to say what I'm trying to say, but it's not. I don't want to sound retarded because then people are gonna be like, oh, whatever. But what I'm saying is, it's impossible to agree all the time. It's impossible. What? Yeah, oh no, it leads us to the other question: is it possible to be friends with your baby mother, baby father, after the fact, after y'all break up? Because that would mean that they're pretty good friends.
Okay. Well, I mean, yeah, and it just depends on how you feel about that question. That's a question we haven't touched on yet, but it just depends on how you feel about that subject. Because for me, I feel like
now let's be clear. I don't ask my kids nothing. All I'm saying is you can't control what the other side does.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so I don't talk about none of my kids' mothers in front of them. Mm-hmm. I don't, you know what I mean? Like, I compromise to the best of my ability. I don't enjoy no court situation. I only went to court for one of my kids in the entirety of all of their lives, outside of child support, of course. But like custody court, we went to that first joint, we came to an agreement, and it worked. But I'd be lying if I didn't say, I was doing the wrong thing with that very same female that it worked with. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to just go that smooth. People, same way, you can't expect somebody to raise a child the same way. Y'all not going to just be perfect unless y'all humble. That's all I was saying.
Well, no, that's not true. Because you can have a relationship and co-parent without it being any sex in between. It just depends on you as a person.
Then what happens when y'all disagree?
Then you disagree. We do it as humans. It makes you human. If you don't disagree, I would find that strange.
Facts. Can you reread that joint for me one more time?
All right, let's reread it one more time.
One more time.
I see
one more time for the slow people in the room.
I really do. I see it totally different to you. And she said, let's see. Let's go back. My father was on child support and fought to see us. I was in countless courtrooms, and my parents split time with us, Tuesdays and Thursdays and every other weekend.
So they had joint custody, basically.
Pretty much. And they split visitation.
And she's saying that she feels
and this is her parents.
If they would have just done it outside of court.
Or not, the children were in the courtroom, is what she's saying.
And I was one of those kids also. I spent a lot of years. My father fought for me for no reason, I guess, because he really just didn't want to be on child support. Mm-hmm. And he actually ended up winning, and I spent some horrible years with this man. I don't know why. So I can relate to that, but go ahead.
So I'm going to say, I don't think they're still humping. I feel like she's saying, I sat in too many courtrooms, so I'm not going to put my kids through that same cycle. So we're going to have to come to...
So is she saying she just laying down and agreeing with whatever?
That's...
All I'm saying is, like, people can't agree all the time.
So, I mean, she's just saying, whatever they're going to do is not going to involve the children. So if they're
I hope that ain't none of my baby moms that say that. I'm saying, talking about they still humping.
She's just saying... If we gotta go to court, me and you gonna battle it out. My kid's not gonna be involved. I'm not gonna put them through that torture.
Well, that's impossible.
I agree.
That's impossible. You can't. You go to court, the kid's gonna be involved.
Not necessarily.
No, it's impossible.
So the kids have to be in court.
Outside of child support court, when it comes to custody court, the kids have to be involved. The kids have to be involved, 100%.
Very true. But this is child support we talking about.
Oh man. So why was the answer so
elaborate?
What question did this person answer, bro? Like
child support. That's what you started out with.
Read this question. Read the answer one more time. What the hell is she talking about?
She said, my father was on child support and fought to see us. I was in countless courtrooms, and my parents split time with us. So the question did steer off into custody. They clearly went to custody court. It did steer off into custody. It did. But she's just, See,
okay, she lost me.
Right.
Okay.
Okay, but I guess she's saying it's fine as long as the children are not involved.
She's trying to justify humping that nigga. I'm just leaving it at that. And hope that somebody not mad at me.
All right. I mean, true. In my opinion on child support, this is my thing. My children's fathers are not on child support. And that's my decision. I choose not to put them on child support because I want you to be completely absent. My children are great without you. So your donations that the court system makes you give me are unwarranted. We don't want it. Keep that. Because they have a hell of a father. You know what I'm saying? It took another man to sit down at that plate that you left scraps on and picked it up, and he built some beautiful children within it. So, you sending me money every month is a constant reminder of a fuckboy. Excuse my language. But I don't need it, and they're great without you. So why even send me money to remind my child that you're not present?
That's my cousin, y'all. Facts. Now, I will say, I completely disagree. If y'all niggas ain't gonna do nothing, pay up. Period. I don't care. But I like that independent attitude, all that. If y'all niggas gotta do better.
They do. They have
but
to
I like,
step up.
I can respect
But I mean,
that.
financially stepping up ain't nothing.
It's not, but it's money.
It is, but
it's money.
It's
and
a reminder.
It's money, and it's a reminder.
My child can't be bought.
And if he don't pay, then he gonna go to jail.
That is true. That's the plus. But
that's
my
where
child
his
can't
ass
be bought.
belong. If you don't want to be in the life, and you don't want to pay, then you need to be in jail. And that comes from a nigga with as many kids as I had. Y'all niggas gotta do better, bro.
Very true. Very true.
I mean, simple as that.
Oh, whoa. Hold on. Let's see. I have one on this child support. Oh, my God.
That's a good one.
Whew. That's it right there.
Oh, boy.
Let's see how she feels. All right. She says, I don't agree with child support because it can never truly be 50-50. One parent will have to maintain multiple households. You do have deadbeat men and women who do not contribute anything, but forcing the issue isn't going to create a healthier environment, and solely pursuing principle can have even harsher consequences, especially if the person didn't want to have the child. Shared custody should only be the only way. If you have a child out of wedlock, you need to stimulate an environment so a child can see both parents somewhat as much as both parents as if they were living together.
Is that all of it?
That's all of it.
Alright, cuz I got a challenge. Say as many big words as you can in 1 minute. Go. Hey.
What?
That was fire, dog. She used so many 4 or 5 syllable words. It's ridiculous. Yo, we need to start having a word of the day on the show. Hey, but you know, it was facts though. I completely agree.
You agree with every part of that?
No, I agree with the part that says that it's very important for them to share, you know, as close to the same amount of time as possible. I got kids that live in Chicago. Obviously, I can't spend as much time as I can with them, but my kid's mom does not make it hard. Matter of fact, we're going to pick them up at the airport tomorrow morning. She don't make it hard. When it's time, you know what I mean, my other son coming from Florida on Thursday. I mean, it's just, you know, they're not making it hard to share their time. You know, and the kids that live in this area, I see them on the regular basis. You know what I mean? It's just, I completely, you got people who, and you know, me personally, I have other baby mothers who, my kids might have a graduation ceremony or anything, and I'm not told about it. And, you know, I can't make every single joint, but every single joint is still important. I want to know. Because if I can't make it, then I want to make it up. I want to take them to Golden Corral. I want to take them to get some ice cream. I want to do something to let them know I'm proud of them. And so that's the part that I agree with. As far as sharing time, it's very, very, very important that you see how, like, parents are different on both sides, and you need a little bit of both of them in you because them the people who made you. You know?
Yeah, I'm just a little confused about the stimulated environment.
It was, see, that's one of the big words, simulated. Simulated. Full syllables. Lost.
So she's kind of saying, you know,
you need to be like on a computer program.
Pretend that you are in a happy household for the kids. That's kind of how I'm taking it. You know, she's saying create an environment so they can still see both parents for an equal amount of time.
So they broke up and they still live together?
I mean, I don't know. That's kind of how I'm taking it. It's like she's saying, you know, no matter. And I've actually.
There's people who do that.
And I was about to say, I actually knew a person. You know, when we was living in Philly, he had his baby mom downstairs on the couch and his girl in his room. And you know, I can't
knock you. I can. So I can't. I mean, it's not for us.
It's
not for us. But I know people. But then I know people who do that. But I also know that people like.
My husband's
okay, so you got a mother. I mean, you got the child's mom and the child's dad, and they break up. Now both of them, you know, whether they know it or not, are attempting to move on with other people. So I've seen it, but I've also seen the other people. My people was the other people in this situation. And they come in like, yo, I ain't feeling the fact that she's so close with this nigga. You know what I mean? They broke up. You know what I mean? I understand it's her baby father, but they broke up. This is my woman now. You know what I mean? So I can't agree with it, but I can't knock it. But it's unrealistic though. Well, sound like they still humping. I mean, let's keep it real. It sounds like they still humping.
Yeah, I'm not simulating no environment.
And the word simulated, I'm just not comfortable with that conversation. Just keep it real.
Yeah, nah.
I'm just keep it real.
All right, let's see. Do we have any?
But I partially agree with you, just for the record. She don't like that shit.
Nah, I'm not with you. So, ain't nothing simulated nowhere. We're gonna figure it out. Yeah. When you get mad at me, you go sleep on the couch, and we'll figure it out tomorrow morning when you wake up.
Hold on, but I thought they broke up.
I don't know. She's trying to simulate something together so they can simulate and figure it out together. Because if you're still in the same space, you might as well figure it out.
Facts.
Ain't no simulating nothing.
No simulation.
No.
No simulation.
So they just need to figure it out as grown-ups and say, you know what? You go sleep on the couch, I'm sleep in the bed, we're going to figure this out tomorrow.
And I'm moving out tomorrow.
If you choose to. Then
to the left, oh. It's apple juice.
All right, let's go. Let's give them a different question.
All right, so next topic. What are some of the things about your childhood that affect the way you parent now? And this is kind of a serious topic, so I'm going to try to keep the jokes out of it.
You want to start off? Mm-hmm. Yep.
Did you plan that? That was what? We supposed to be family?
It's
She
okay.
said, I will start off,
Go
as a
ahead
matter
and
of
start
fact.
off.
First and foremost, my father never said, I love you, not one time. So I tell my kids that as much as possible. My kids is old enough, I text it to them as much as I can, daily if I can. And, you know, I tell my daughters they pretty, tell my sons they champions. Just things that I always wish I had growing up that I never knew that I wanted until I was fully grown. I try to do that. When I was young, my father, like I said, he fought to get custody of me and my sister so that he wouldn't pay child support, basically. And I guess so he could feel like a winner. But he was a certified loser because he abused us for years on end, you know, like 6 years. My sister was lucky enough to get her ass whipped enough to where she got up out of there because social services came and took her. I had to deal with it for a couple more years. And for that reason, I try to discipline my kids a little different, more with words, less physical. Don't get confused. I whip my kids' ass, cuz. And I think it works. I put them in the corner, but I don't abuse them. Like, I don't do anything crazy. You know, I beat their butts. I don't whip their ass. I beat their butts. It's a difference. It's a difference, right? Yeah, and he whipped my ass. And right, nigga, jump up on the monkey bars. I'm about to whip your ass in front of everybody because you wasn't supposed to come to the playground. And I was a good kid, and he kind of messed me up, but he kind of helped me. And in that sense, that's the main thing I can say. As far as my mother, I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. She's in the room, so I'm not gonna say anything. I'm not gonna say anything bad about her. She threatened me, but she's beautiful, and I'll let you know that. She's awesome.
Yeah. So for me, I would say
love you, Mom.
that my dad being absent in my life it took a toll on me for a little bit. You know, even into my adult life, certain things, you know, you just wish your dad was there for. Now, I will say that I had my stepfather step up, and anybody who knows me knows that that's my dad. I don't put a step in front of it because that's my dad. He chose to take on children that weren't his own, and he had none. And he took us, like I said, as his own. So, I mean, I missed him in the beginning, and then I realized what I had. If that makes sense. Like, okay, it hurt me, like, well, damn, but I wasn't good enough. But then I realized what was right in front of me. Somebody who loved me. Mm-hmm. And I didn't have to worry about him.
Yeah.
And, like, you know, my mom.
And that's the thing, a step cannot really replace a real, absolutely, as far as the emotion. But, and I'm a stepfather myself, so I'm saying this as a stepfather, all we can do is really try to, you know, put forth the best effort to show you that even though, you know, I'm not your real father, I still care about you. Right. And if your real daddy ain't here, I'm here. You know what I mean? I'm here. So, I mean, shout out to that guy. I'm learning stuff about, we're learning stuff about each other because she probably didn't know I used to get my ass whipped. And I didn't know that her father ain't decided to step up, nigga.
Very true. And that was his loss.
Y'all niggas gotta step up.
They gotta do better.
Y'all gotta do better. Y'all niggas gotta do better.
And you know, both of our moms are in the room. Shout out to them beautiful ladies.
Hey, yeah.
You know, they did one hell of a job.
Yeah,
hence
man.
us.
Facts.
Some things about my childhood that affected the way I parent now are discipline and punishment. The way those two things were done to me weren't the correct way, but I don't see the value in both. I just do it. I do see the value in both. I just do it a little differently. And that came from Ren Knuckles McGrew. He wanted his name to be mentioned.
Okay. All right.
And that's on Facebook. That's actually my husband's cousin.
Shout out to you, homie. Because that's basically what I was saying. You know what I mean? Used to get my ass whipped, bro.
Mm-hmm.
But now, you know what I mean? I just try to be more, you know, hands-on with the love thing, man. You know what I mean? And it definitely matters. So, shout out to him. And we're going to go on to the next drink.
Make it a good one.
Let me throw it around. Are you willing to compromise on issues regarding your child, or does what you say go?
It depends. It depends.
Oh, you put the phone down. So now you want to tackle it. You want to tackle this joint, huh? Okay.
It depends on the circumstances and the situation. I'm not going to say 95% of the time what I say goes. Like, in my household, it's 50-50 with myself and my husband. You know, his word is his word, and what I say is what I say. We don't always agree.
Mm-hmm.
You know, our parenting styles are different. And it's actually backwards. I'm the hard ass. I'm the disciplinary. He's the, oh, come on, she ain't have to act like that. You know, it's the reverse in my house. So, I mean, you have to compromise. If you don't compromise, you're not going to affect anybody but the child. Because two hard-headed ass parents aren't affecting each other, really. You know,
But
you said
it depends. So what does it depend on?
It depends on the decision. If I feel that the decision you're trying to make as a parent would do some harm to my child, I'm going to step up and say, listen, nah, that's not going to
So what you say goes?
No. It just
No, you
depends
said,
on the situation.
basically you said, if I agree with you, then we agree. If I don't agree with you, then you sure.
It depends. Like, if I feel like my child would be put in some type of harm, then I'm, yes, no.
Okay, see, this is hard. This is hard, and no offense to your guy, but this question more pertains to the actual mother and the actual father.
Very true.
And so, you know what I mean? Like, you know, at any given moment, you can pull the OG card, like, listen, these are my kids, so kind of understand I had a certain way that I wanted to do this. But when it's the mother and the father, I think I'm a better example for this as far as the compromising thing. When it's the mother and the father and they're not together. Mm-hmm. 8 baby mothers. The people could do a study on me for real. 4 of them are actually of the Caucasian genre. You know what I mean? And 4 of them are black. And so
why would they get the black though? Why would they get African American? They got
4 of them are Nubian princesses.
There we go. That's even better.
You know what I mean? So
you just threw that black out there like it was.
They black. You know. But point being is, I get to see how. I'm not saying all the white ones are one way and all the black ones are one way, but I get to. I have a whole, you know, plethora of personalities that I have to deal with, and some are more willing to compromise than others. You know, and
Can we be real?
Let's be real.
Who? Which?
No, I won't say no names.
No, which genre are easier to deal with? Ooh, shit now. Sheesh. That's gonna start a war? We gonna skip that question?
It depends on if we're talking current or in the past. Because you gotta understand, like, I've had to deal with some things in my life, and it don't matter if you black or white. Yeah, I mean, when it comes down to it, I done had to deal with some serious things. But obviously everybody knows that black families raise their kids different than white families, and you know that's no secret. You know, and not to sound racist or nothing, but it's just that's a known fact. Mm-hmm. But as far as the compromising thing, I have let's keep it real. I've spent more time with my black baby mothers as far as relationships. Mm-hmm. So, you know, obviously it's going to be easier to talk to them because I know them better. Whereas, you know, I might got a baby mother on the other side where I might only, you know, pursue that one time. Mm-hmm. I don't even know this girl's middle name, but I know I love my daughter and she here every weekend and sometimes Monday through Friday too. So compromising might not be that easy for but I think it's important. But some people don't even know what compromising is. Some people think that compromising is letting you get your child. Compromising is the opposite of that because you don't let me get my child. It's my child. Mm-hmm. You think I'm supposed to every weekend pick up my child and say, hey, thanks for letting me get my child. I appreciate it. No, I love my child. You love your child. We love our child. You know, and so that's what I think it means because once you got that type of communication, then you can go to other issues, potty training or bad words and what's considered a bad word or hitting, not hitting, or do I put them in the corner, do I put her in the corner, or do I not put her in the corner? Do I, you know, like things like that. So I think that compromising, but from a father's standpoint, unless that child live with you, it's kind of the ball is in the mom's court, and all you can do is go with the flow and hope it rock. Now that's the thing. A lot of guys who aren't in their kids' lives blame it on the mothers because the mother is not compromising. And this ain't one of the questions, but what you think about that?
Is it a reason why she's not compromising? It is he only wants it to be compromisable when it's his moment. You don't care no other time. Mm-hmm. But when you want it, I'm not compromising when you want it. If we're going to compromise, we're going to find a common ground to compromise on all the time. It's going to be an even playing field. It's not going to be, oh, I'm going to compromise with you this week because you feel like it.
Yeah.
We're not doing that.
We're not doing that.
It's going to be a level playing field. It's going to be consistent.
Consistent. That's
and it has to be for everybody.
Consistency is key. Consistency is key. When it comes to compromising, consistency is key. And if you're not being consistent, don't say you compromising. Absolutely. You know what I mean? And don't go. You're not letting the other parent get the kid.
Are they not babysitting?
They're not babysitting
your own child.
Nothing. You gotta get it right, man. It is what it is. What you pointing at?
I'm trying to get your focus. When you're saying something deep like that, look at the camera, please. Thank you. That's it.
Okay. So we gonna let's move on. Let's move on.
You skipping a question. I see.
Hold on, time out. What I skip? Hold on.
It's a real good question, just sitting right here.
Let me see.
You just ain't even.
Let me see. Which one am I? Which one am I? Time. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
yes.
apparently, I've been skipping a question this whole time, guys.
Let's get into it.
And the question is, do you believe that people who break up can still maintain a real, genuine friendship?
Yes.
Time out. Can you read somebody else's answer for what? These people wrote their answers in.
I
don't have yes.
Yep, absolutely. I absolutely agree. And whoever this is agrees with me as well. Yes.
Let me see some responses real quick.
Let's read it.
Give me their whole answer.
Can you remain friends with an ex? Yes. Can you remain friends with an ex while in a relationship and include the new boo? No. Why? Maybe if the relationship was not recent, like 5 years old at least, someone will say the wrong thing at the wrong time. So I'm a little confused. But I say yes. Well, she actually broke the question down in 3 different ways.
Okay, so let me just
Lord have mercy.
Let me just keep it real. My answer is yes also. But
But
my answer is yes, within the realm of still respecting your relationship.
yes.
So if the new boo ain't feeling it, make a choice.
Absolutely.
Simple as that. Or be ready for that right hook or whatever may come. You know what I mean? Because it's just not going to be, it's not going to go your way.
See, but this is the thing. This is where the issue comes. You can't hold a relationship. So if the person you're with is upset of a relationship that you had in the past and you guys are still friends, for one, they got to know that coming in. So you can't make it when you come in like everything peachy keen, like, oh no, ain't nobody, ain't no friends, ain't no that. You got to keep it 100 from jump. Yes, this is my friend. We did date in the past.
Consistency.
We dated in the past, and but we are still friends to this day. If you make that known and they accept it in the beginning,
Then
they can't switch later.
Not 2 years later, like, no, I ain't even feeling that.
You know what I'm saying? You can't switch up because you knew what it was when you signed up for it.
Yeah.
And you can't go back and forth and flip flop like, oh, well, I was cool with it, but now it ain't no now because you signed that.
Unless it's a
you
reason.
do something.
It's a reason. Unless it's
to
a reason.
warrant
Now,
trust issues or.
Now let's be clear. That means that if from jump you find out and you ain't feeling it and you let them know, then they gotta make a choice.
Absolutely.
Because me personally, I ain't going for it. Ain't no nigga gonna be calling my girl phone like we went to high school together. We had chores, we used to eat lunch, and now just because you got a boyfriend or a fiance, we ain't friends no more? No, I ain't feeling that. I ain't feeling it. I don't know how that works. What you need a male friend for?
The same reason guys need female friends.
What do a guy need? I gotta shout out my homie Robin. That's my female friend. But we wasn't, we was always male, female friend.
Very true. But some people, listen,
Why you gotta
this is the thing. Some people get in relationships and
forget who
realize,
they really was.
no, you realize, you know what? You know what I'm saying? We wasn't even meant to be this. We should have stayed friends. And you get into a relationship and you realize that you took somebody out that friend zone because you had some.
So are we talking about people who was friends before, got confused?
Sometimes you can get in a
That's different. I feel like that's different. Your mind fucked up and fell in the pussy. It makes sense. Bleep that out, please. I messed up and it happened.
And then people break up and they realize they don't break up like I hate you. They break up and realize what? Let's just be real with each other.
Let's chill.
We wasn't meant to be that. We were just supposed to be friends, and then you still have that friendship.
So how do you feel, simply put, about that friend and that person that you love, if this person that you love says, I don't want you to have that friend no more?
So you're saying the person that I'm with is telling me they don't want me to be friends with the old friend.
But this is from jump, though. This is
so like, from jump. I don't feel comfortable with your relationship.
From jump, yeah, from jump. Not 2-3 years down the line. From jump.
And I'm going to say from jump. It depends on how serious I am about this person. If we in a full-fledged relationship, like all your peoples know that I'm it. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna be no backburner bitch, and you gonna be like, oh no, you cutting off relationships. No, nigga, nah, that's not gonna work. If I'm prime, I'm the trophy. Oh yes, okay, everybody, oh nigga, nah, bye. I talk to you no more. But if I'm not being shown that I am that one, I'm cutting off the rest of them.
I feel you. I ain't never had too many female friends I wasn't having sex with. So shout out my friend Robin because we still cool today. The rest of them, I'd be lying I literally be lying if I said, oh, just my friend. I never went there.
I mean, but see,
probably went there. So
But I mean, it just depends.
Because I'm speaking from a male point of view. It's very seldom that niggas gonna have a friend they don't want to have sex with. So even if you think that y'all friends, he thinking, man, I can't wait till she get caught slipping.
So all men think that way.
Yeah.
Every man.
Yep.
Stand back.
Yes.
Every man
you think like
the
that
same way.
Yes.
You think like that?
No, I'm talking to the camera. America, do you think like that? Yes.
I disagree. I feel like there are some genuine men out there who will have a female friend that they just
And then, okay, now say that female friend get naked in front of them, what they gonna do?
Well, that's different. Then you changing the whole ball game.
No, but that means they was attracted. That means they was attracted to you in the first place.
No, it don't.
Yes, it do.
A nigga can see a whole nother thing.
Man, that nigga gay there. That nigga gay there. That nigga gay. Shout out, I don't got no problem with gay people. Shout out to y'all for y'all life choice. But if the nigga,
why would you throw that temptation out there? If you respect your friendship, you wouldn't even cross that line.
Because Chris Rock said it back in 1996. Back in 1996, Chris Rock, Bigger and Blacker. Friendship is a dick in a box. Take that word out too. You know what I mean? Y'all are friends. And you got a boyfriend. Okay? Now, you and your boyfriend are together for 6 months. This nigga go cheat on you. You don't got nobody else, but you got your dick in the box. I mean, your friend. And soon as you get drunk enough, and get mad enough, and get him in the room, and get naked, is he your friend, or is he your dick in the box?
But you still got to put yourself in that situation.
But he was waiting for that. He was waiting for that situation.
Keisha Cole's Mad Bashing songs, and
he was waiting. He was waiting for that situation. But it's not about your intentions. It's about his intentions. So that's what I'm telling you.
So in other words, all is demands.
You don't. Yeah. Okay. But the point is, if you can't trust his intentions, now how you gonna call him a friend? How you gonna call him a friend? If you call this nigga and he's attracted to you, and you say, yeah, man, this nigga really pissing me off, boom, 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 and he gonna be on the other end like, man, for real, you should leave him. I ain't feeling that shit either. He's a bad man.
Depending on their intentions.
Yeah, man, I just don't. I feel like
I have some genuine male friends who it is just that, a friendship.
It's nothing wrong, and I believe you. But they would do it to you, though.
But then I also had the mind of a man, so.
They would do it. Your genuine male friends would do it to you.
I mean, well, they never showed that sign, so I guess I gotta wait till that moment. Well,
nah, we're not gonna wait. We're not gonna wait, you know.
I mean,
we're gonna let them keep that dick in the box. You know what I mean? We're gonna keep on rocking. Yeah. So, at the end of the day.
So you say no or yes? Are you biased?
I say no. I say no-ish.
No-ish.
Like no-ish. There's certain examples where it works. But realistically,
so if it's an X,
you got rules and you got outliers. The rules is you ain't too many chances y'all breaking up and still maintaining a real friendship. The outlier is it is some people that make it work, and it is what it is. So we overwent the time we was going for. So
we got a little into it, y'all. Sorry, we got a little intense in here.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get to the other questions plus new questions next week, plus the questions that y'all sent them. And y'all sent in some good ass questions, and we gonna get into them. And I hope y'all like what we doing. But for now, we have a guest. One of the guys I consider a little brother, so to speak. You know what I mean? And me and him had a conversation yesterday, and I want to have it on camera, on the microphone, and maybe some of y'all might relate to him. Maybe some of y'all might relate to me, her. Well,
I'm new to all this, so I'm just gonna give my opinion when I hear it because I ain't even heard it yet.
All right, so with the little bit of time we have left, we're gonna bring in one of my friends, little brother, so to speak. We had a disagreement yesterday about a lyric on his song where he has 3 kids. He only said 2 of their names, and I felt the way about it. And he gave me his reason, and I said, well, you know what, we're doing a show tomorrow. Won't you come on there and see what people think? And without any further ado, y'all give it up for my young brother Darius, a.k.a. B-More. Let's work.
How you doing, Damo?
Hello.
How you doing, Slam Stewart?
Hey.
What's up, man?
Alright, okay. So, B-More, obviously, you were standing right there when I just told the people. And I want to know, I want you to tell them, as much as you can, as briefly as you can, what was your reason for not saying all 3 of your kids' names in the song? Because, quick side note, me and him spent a lot of time together. He'd been under my wing for a long time, but we also did a little bit of time in the county jail together, where he spent a lot of nights talking to me about his kids, affectionately, passionately. So I know that he loves his kids. So let's get that out the way and make sure that everybody understands that. But last night he did a song where he mentioned the 2 that he had with one baby mother, but didn't mention the other one. And I didn't like that. So can you tell me and the rest of the world what was your reason for that again?
On some honesty shit, like from back way like a couple years back. My son's like actually going on 3 now. He's born March 2nd, but just when me and her got together, like stuff happened so quick, and it's hard to explain. It's like a hopeful story, but like it was a situation going on. Me and her were together. I ended up getting locked up, and I was locked up for like 4 months. I got back out. But when I got back out, she bombed me out of jail, and she was on her period during that time. I actually, I don't want to be explicit with it, but yeah, we did what we did during that time when she got me out of jail that night. And like 4 months later, she ended up pregnant. But after the whole thing, after I found out about that or whatever, and we end up arguments and splitting up. And then I found out my girlfriend now that's with me now, she can tell you, because the person that she was messing with, my baby mother was messing with, is her stepbrother, Jessica. My girl that's I'm with now is her stepbrother that my baby mom was messing with. So, whatever, she ended up moving to Virginia. And like she was actually still living with me in Town Creek. She ended up moving to Virginia. We got in an argument, she ended up moving to Virginia. And since then, she had the baby, she had Dakota. And about like throughout that whole situation, like it like everything just happened so fast. Like I really don't even know if he's my son or not. He doesn't, like, he looks like me in features, but he doesn't. His skin tone isn't like he doesn't look like me. Like his haircut, like everything is just so different about him. When he was first born, he was born with blue eyes.
You got a picture?
Yeah.
I don't have a picture. No, I don't. Not when he was first born. I do have pictures
a
of him.
picture of him.
Yeah, I do have pictures.
Yeah, I want to see it.
And while he's showing her the picture, and Chase, you can cut into the picture somewhere around here so they can see him and judge him.
Nah, you just send that stuff to me.
Yeah,
and I'll throw it up there.
But it's cool though.
So that everybody
can see and judge if he look like this ugly individual, because, you know.
And I mean, we've all seen Mari, that person that.
I mean, but if you see Darian and you see Isabella, even though my first baby mom is Spanish and Puerto Rican.
These are different baby.
Are you comparing 2 children?
The 2 children by 2 different
I'm talking about 2. No, I had 2 by one, and then I have 1 by another.
But the 2 you just
other individual
by another mom.
The same mom.
But
so you're comparing your first child to your other 2 children by the same parent?
No, I'm comparing my 2 children by the other.
The one is in the middle.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's the crazy thing about it though, because I had my first son.
But that's irrelevant. What she's telling you is, as far as the looks, that's irrelevant. I got whole kids that don't look nothing like me.
Absolutely.
And I got kids that was cursed to look just like me.
Shit, Kayvon look just like you though.
Yeah, but I got another. Well, most of my kids kind of look like
they all look like.
I'm strong though, man. You know, so it don't matter. That okay? So
I mean, but 95.
What I take from this, and what bothered me is yesterday. That wasn't your original statement. You worked your way around to that because everything else you said sounded kind of dumb. Especially talking to somebody who spent nights with you and saw pictures in your cell, and you mean I heard so. You can't just switch up and claim a baby one day and without taking a blood test say that ain't my baby. You gotta take.
Have you ever asked for a DNA test?
Yeah, I've asked for a DNA test. She doesn't want to do it though. She just wants to have. She's the type of person that, like, she was living in Virginia.
How did you ask for a DNA test?
Listen. When I said when she ended up moving to Virginia or whatever. And like I told you last night, she ended up moving to Hagerstown. She lives in Hagerstown. I had to end up finding out about that with her sister. I never even found out about that with her.
How did you know?
I don't know shit.
But
she's
know
like had me lost. I don't know where she lives at. I know what she's area. I know what area she's in. Okay. But I don't know where she lives at. I don't know nothing. I don't have her number. I don't know none of that shit.
And what are you doing
what I'm
about that?
saying?
Taking your son's name out the song? That's what you do to
No, because
now this is my problem.
You can't
like
say
I told
that
you
though,
yesterday.
because
The
song I made the song my kids. I showed you the joint. It's on my SoundCloud.
So you're sitting here telling me, telling us,
all three of my kids in that song.
You put all three of your kids in the song just last week, but chose
Yeah.
not to put your son in the song this week. And you're saying it's because you don't know if it's your son. Why did you put him in the song last week then?
It's just because I'm not going to like do some just like man fuck him just because he's not my son. Like I do care about him because that hurts my feelings. You feel what I'm saying? That hurts my feelings because I'm thinking that is my son. But at the same time, we're on a 50-50 balance because he may not be my son, but he may be my son.
So,
you know what I'm saying?
because y'all on a 50-50 balance, you claim him 50% of the time.
Not 50% of the time, because I wouldn't have put him in this song.
But you didn't put him in the other song, so that's 50-50.
It's not, yeah.
It's half and half.
It is half and half.
So,
you're right.
He's
Yeah.
50-50 your son.
No, he's not 50-50 my son. I don't know if he's my son at all.
Now, like I told you last night, you can put yourself on child support and demand a DNA test.
Of course, I don't got money for that.
Yes, you got money to drink. You got money to.
No, I don't got money to drink. Actually, because at the same time, my first baby mama got me on. I gotta pay for 2 months.
You brought us all the way here yesterday, bro.
I didn't buy that. My brother bought that. I ain't buy that.
Well, will your brother help you pay your child support so you could go get a DNA test?
You're talking about $13 for what?
A real live brother?
Actually,
nigga,
thank you. We're talking about
how about this?
That's from CVS for $100.
No, but you got. But
that shit don't count.
If she doesn't agree to it, first of all,
you
the CVS test does work.
Unknown person.
I'm saying right here.
Send a DNA test to an unknown person that I don't even know about an area.
You don't send it. He has to agree to it, then y'all do it together. So if she can't do that, that's fine.
You think she's going to agree to a DNA test, she's not going to agree to a fucking CVS test?
That's not an
I just said that at the beginning.
Like I said, you do the CVS test together. But if that's not an option...
How the fuck am I do that? I got to
if that's
go
not
by
an
her
option,
sister knowing where she's
that's
at.
not an option because she won't agree to it.
Right, so that's
then you go to the
that's
courts,
not an option,
file for child support, and I'm telling you right now, you saying you don't got money for it. Even though you do, because I see you spend money on dumber things. I'm telling you right now, as a big brother, and we can end this segment right here. As a big brother, you come back on this show once you get the DNA test, because I pay for it. I pay for it. You go put yourself on child support, I pay for the DNA test. Because the only way you got to pay for it is if it's your kid. If not, she got to pay for it. I'll pay for it if it's yours. And then you step up. Deal?
Bet.
Don't get no better than that.
So, this the Family Matters podcast. I hope y'all enjoy. We're going to come back every week. I don't know what day we're going to drop. We're going to figure all that out. We're going to get all y'all questions. Anything that y'all have as far as comments. Our contacts will be somewhere on here. We're new to this, but we're going to grow.
We did that.
Stay with it. Oh, God. We lit. Let me drink my apple juice. Hey, we killed it, though, God. Hey, we out, y'all. Hey, come back next week.